Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. I'm doing Christmas ornaments today and I'm using heart punches. So I've got these are very old, but they still work perfectly. So I've got a large size heart punch and I've got a smaller sized heart punch. So I thought what we need to do is we need to cut out or punch out 12. So I'm doing it Christmassy. And it's just a fun way of doing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then will I get one in here or not? Yes, I think if I do it that way around I might just, yes. I'm just seeing whether these are just sort of scraps that I've got, whether it will fit. I think it will. What was that, 7? 8. Probably should have done this beforehand, but never mind. 9. You can do it along with me. 10. 11. Now the bottom bit doesn't matter quite so much, so I'm going to go with it, even though the bottom is just out. Okay, so that's 12. Look, you know, we say that little twinklies and gemstones and things get stuck everywhere. Well, I bet I was looking for that everywhere at one time, and I've got one just stuck there. Okay, so that's 12 of those. And now we need to take 12 of the smaller one. Now I can do either one, but I'm going to do this one because it's right in on the corner. And I want to do that in the darker one. So I'm just going to 1. Now I probably need to, that's fine. 2. 3. 1 in on here, hopefully. 4. I have to do some darker. Let's see if I can get this. What I should really do is to cut this in half, shouldn't I? One of the tips of if you don't want to go through too much, so you've got a punch that's got several things in it, cut your strips down as I did with the heart one, and then it makes it a little easier. Okay, so what do we got on there? We've got 4, 5, 6, 7. Some of these are stiff now. You can tell my fingers aren't particularly strong. Let's take this out. That's 6. Do it this way around. 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn it around the other way. 11, 12. Okay, so I now have 12 and I've used up the scraps of paper. So it's a good idea for using up, you know, little odd bits and pieces that you've got left over. You know me for trying to use up scraps and things. So let me just get rid of all of these tiny little bits of rubbish that we don't want, and we don't want to be stuck all over my desk, and then we can get going. Okay, so fairly straightforward. I put that piece of paper there because that's exactly where my light shines, and I don't want it to be all over the place. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold these in half. So just literally fold them all in half. And as I say, you can use any sort of papers and things that you want, any colour you want. It's quite nice to do them for spring. And they're just nice to go on the top of a package, on the top of a gift, on the top of a little box. They're just fun ideas, and I thought I would bring some different ideas. As you know, I've been doing my channel for quite a while now, so when it comes to Christmas time, if you look back, you can probably find a bit of just about everything. So you know, I try and do things that I haven't done before, because otherwise, you know, people that have been with me a long time, which I know some of my good subscribers have been with me a very long time, you know, you don't want to see the same thing. So I do try and bring different ideas for you, and you know, ones that are what I call simple and achievable. I'm somebody who doesn't try and complicate things too much, because I think if we complicate things too much, then, you know, people look at it and go, oh my goodness, I couldn't do that, and they don't even try. So, you know, I have done some things which are a little bit more sort of demanding. So some of the hanging ornaments and things that I've done before have been quite demanding, but I've done a few now that, you know, really aren't overly, you know, difficult to do. And as I say to everybody, you know, I have, as I keep saying, I have some wonderful subscribers that have actually become good friends now. You know, some we correspond and send mail to each other, and that's absolutely lovely. So I would ask that if you're watching for the first time, you know, hello and welcome. But do think about subscribing, because as a YouTuber and as a content maker, you know, I rely on you guys to support my channel, as in support means subscribing, hitting the notification button, liking it, and commenting. So, you know, out of all the people that watch, I only get a handful or so of likes and a handful or so of comments. And yet sometimes I'll have, I've got now 6,500 subscribers. So, you know, there's a lot of people out there that have subscribed to the channel. There's even more. If I go through my you know, communications and things, it tells me that only 40% are subscribers. 60% of you don't subscribe at all. Now I know that, you know, when you've got lots of channels that you flip through, that, you know, you don't. I'm exactly the same. I don't subscribe to everybody, but, you know, for me, it would be really lovely if I had some more people that subscribed. You'll have to excuse me if you can hear my washing machine going on. Hopefully not too much, because I'm out the other side, but it's a nice dry day today for a change, and with a bit of sunshine. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to get some washing out on the line, to, even if it just has a bit of a blow. It probably won't dry very much at this time of year. You know, coming up to Christmas time, it gets too cold and damp to really dry. But when the sun's out, it's quite nice to have a bit of a blow around. and then I bring it in and dry it inside. So it's I've changed the beds today. I change my beds once a week, and so that's the noise, and it's always on the spin bit, isn't it? So right, now we've done all of those. So what we then need to do is we need to get like a little circle. This is what size is this? An inch, which will be fine. And all I need to do now is to literally just do one circle for it to go onto, like that. If you haven't got a circle, you can just, you know, roughly cut one out. It doesn't have to be overly precise. Okay, so let's move this to here so you can see where it is. And I'm going to put all of the large ones. Let me just get my glue out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a good smear of glue on this. So let's just give it a good covering of glue. Like this, and I'm going to do it, I would normally pick it up and do it in my hands, but because I want you to see it, I'm going to do it down. So I'm going to take the big ones, and these are our little leaves or petals. So folded side to our left, open side to our right. It doesn't really matter as long as you do it the same direction, and we're going to put it so that it's almost or as accurately as you can to the center. Doesn't have to be overly. And then we're going to put the next one next to it and line it up. Okay, and then we're going to do the next one. And line it up. And then the next one. So what you're doing is you're making the bottom part line up together. And as I say, it doesn't matter if you are not, whoops. The other thing is as well, doing it with wet glue, it allows you a bit of wiggle room. So when we get round to the other side, if it's not absolutely straight, so I'm just sort of popping it in, we've got a bit of time or a bit of room to wiggle it around before the glue sets. So I'm just popping it in, and that's the, I've got one more, haven't I? So let's see if I can wriggle these round a little bit. And this is where, having 12, if you just do a little bit of wriggling here and there, you can get them so you've got your 12 in there. Whoops. And if you can't get all 12 in, then don't overly think it. But you can see I'm just moving a little bit of space up in on here, like that. And then I'm just going to put a little bit more glue actually, because I've not done it. You know me, it's not going to be completely straight because that's not the way I work. So even if I'm doing it on a circle, I find it quite difficult to have it so that it goes completely straight. So I can now put this down and make sure that all my little pieces are in the same direction. Okay, and if you look at the underside, you can see it's not quite completely straight, but it doesn't really matter. So that's our first one. Now we're going to do our second one, which is this little tiny one. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to take another circle out. Probably do with a little bit of a smaller one, but it should be all right. So as I say, this is just 3 punches, heart punches, and a little circle for the circle bit. And again, all I'm going to do is give a good old dollop of glue around as much as I can, because you want it to be so that it comes out. Let's put that one up there, and that'll allow it to dry. Now I need to just put this one, so again exactly the same, folded edge to the left, put it in, and then we're just going to go round with these ones. So that's 2. Whoops, 3. These are smaller, so they're a little bit more fiddly. Let's turn this round a bit before it goes. You can tell my hands are not particularly good at the best of times, so when I'm doing tiny little things, they're not the greatest. But it's one of those things, isn't it, that as crafters, oh, and I've got a few of these little readier ones, so I need to put one in now, don't I? And let's put one of the other ones next to it. Like that. We'll have another of the red ones because I've got 4 of those, I think. Let's put that in like that. And I'm going to keep trying to turn it around. I might have to do it with the scissors because I think I've got it a little bit stuck with the glue. That's better. Got some dark ones. Another dark one. I think I've probably got too many on here actually. I think that's probably going to be about right, isn't it? So you can, as I say, jiggle them around a bit and have, so I've done, this one hasn't been quite as many, but as I say, it doesn't really matter overly. You just want it to come in. Now what I'm going to do is, as I've got this bit of glue on here, I'm just going to get a little bit of water and just clean this up so I don't have glue sticking on everything. There we go, that's better. Okay, so now that's our center one. And I've used, so 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So there's only 8 on this one, but that's fine. If you shuffle it round a bit, you can probably have some more. So now what we need to do is I'm going to glue this part on the back of here. So give this a good old bit of glue. And I've chosen red for Christmas. You know, you can choose whatever colour you want. So then we can put this one straight in on the centre and we'll just press it down until it's started to stick. And you can see the nice thing is, because it's done with these the hearts, the sides just pop up a little bit, which looks really nice. Oh, that's come out a bit, hasn't it? I might have to put another bit of glue in on there. I don't think that that's, it's probably because it's just a little bit wet. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is we just need to put something in the center. So that's really down to you, whatever you decide you want. I'm going to choose something that was actually sent to me. I was sent some really lovely bits and pieces by one of my lovely subscribers here, and these are little sort of flowers, but the yellow ones I think will work perfectly right in the center of here. So I'm just going to put this down like that. I'm going to take my scissors so I can just wiggle it into the center where I want it, like that. And then, is that in the center? Do I need, it needs to be a little bit, I don't think I've got enough. I need to just put a little bit of glue on it as well, because I don't want it to pop out, and they don't put, they put like a little glue dot on the back, which isn't quite good enough. So what I want to do is to make sure I can get this as near in the center as I can. It's me wriggling it about. So let's put that's in the centre. To press it down just for a little bit, like that, and then I can I probably need to just wait for it to just dry down. But once it has, what you can do then is you can just fluff up these little leaves a bit. But doesn't that make a really pretty little piece to go in the center? I did one earlier on just with different flowers, and you can see on there you get a totally different look. So this one, again, what I will do when it's dried, I will sponge around just the edges, probably in gold or something, and then, as I say, it will work perfectly sat on the center of a parcel. This one can go for a birthday or something like that, but really simple and easy to do. And again, you're using little scraps. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.